Welcome back, Gnomes to the Bridge, and today we're going to be talking about the start of Quackity's lore on the Dream SMP. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, I started streaming on Twitch. If you like my YouTube streams or you want to just catch a Clark stream, I'd recommend you heading over there and following. I have a link in the description. Join the Discord like usual, and I hope you enjoy this video. Now, I gotta say, this is one of the best Dream SMP lore streams, ever. Quackity directed it's like it was a movie. It had, cinematic scenes, actual pacing, character development. I mean, this thing was great. On that note, if you haven't watched it, I'd recommend you go and watch it, right now, before I spoil the entire thing. I have a link to that in the description, and, go watch it. Right now. Now that all those guys are gone, let's start getting into what happened. So the stream starts with this really cool cinematic. It shows, Quackity's worst day, and, flashes through scenes of new L'Manberg. Well, now it's, old L'Manberg, since it's all blown up. You get the point. It eventually reaches Punz's tower, and then Quackity starts actually streaming, climbs the tower, and starts talking to BadBoyHalo. He walks up to Bad and tells him that he doesn't care about the egg. Tells Bad that he's just an asset to the egg, and the egg is just using him for power. Bad counters this by saying he serves a purpose Quackity doesn't understand yet, and that the egg is only surface level and there's more to, the power that it actually has. Quackity says he has no power. He says that it'll show him real power as the scene fades out and it goes into another cinematic. In this cinematic, the two travel to Las Nevadas. This is a place that Quackity just made up for his lore. I think there's a huge build surrounding it, but we haven't seen much other than a quick outside view from his cinematic. And then that fades out and it transitions to another scene where Quackity's feeding his cows. He starts walking around and eventually finds a note that Jschlatt left behind next to his cow pen. They lead him to coordinates and he follows them to find Glatt. He's in an underground weightlifting room, and then as Quackity goes in, he shows him around, tells him to use the machines to stop having a flatty patty, and then they start talking about other stuff. So this confirms that Glatt is actually a thing. We've never actually seen him canonically on the server since he died, other than Connor Eats His Pants, very canonical party. Jschlatt explains how a couple of people have been visiting him, though. He describes Wilbur, Tommy, and Mexican Dream, although he doesn't say any names. Although with Mexican Dream's description, it's kind of different. Instead of his entire body being a flag, Jschlatt describes him as having a flag as a cape. This made some people think that that wasn't actually Mexican Dream that Jschlatt had been seeing, and actually Dream, who had been killing himself in the prison every time he walked into lava, visited Jschlatt, and then revived himself. But disregarding that, Jschlatt wants Quacky to do him a favor. He explains all the terrible things about being dead. He can't actually leave the weight room, because if he goes to the surface, the sun starts burning him alive. He wants Quacky to revive him. He wants Quacky to go get the book from Dream and revive him. Quackity refuses this with a gamble. If Quackity loses, he will actually go get the book and revive Jschlatt, but if Jschlatt loses, Jschlatt will become his, unpaid worker and never be revived ever. Jschlatt agrees and they head off to a casino. The screen fades to black.
Let's make a bet. How about that? How about that? Let's make a bet. If I lose that bet, I have to go to Dream, get that revival book, and, you do what you need to do with it. But if I win this bet, you never, ever come back to life. You have to work for me in perpetuity. You never revive, you're never brought back to life, and you work under my command this time.
The next chapter starts with Quackity talking to Sam next to the hotel. He tells Sam he wants to visit Dream. Sam explains how the last visit didn't really go that well, referring to Tommy in this process. Quackity insults him, saying how he's not a good prison manager and shouldn't have to worry about people dying in his own prison. He says there's issues. He explains how Dream still has power, and he wants to take away the power by taking away his book. He even convinces Sam to let him take weapons inside of the cell, something Sam hasn't done before to anybody. He wants to take away Dream's power while giving himself power inside the prison with these weapons. So there's another transition as they go to the prison. Inside the prison, everything's normal, except, Quackity gets his weapons inside. He has shears, food, item frames, netherite weapons, he's got everything he needs. They go through the prison and inside the cell, Dream greets him. They talk about Tommy's death. Dream wants to know how the other people reacted. Quackity's like, no, I'm not gonna tell you. And then they start talking about the Revive book. Dream tells Quackity the same thing he told Tommy, that the book doesn't exist and that he just has it memorized now. Quackity tells him not to mess around, he really wants this book. He asks again, and Dream's like, release me and I'll tell you the information. Quackity again says no, but this time he actually pulls out the weapons. He puts them on the wall with the item frame just to intimidate Dream. And then Dream starts screaming in fear. He can't believe Sam let them take these in. He's always had mental power over everybody else that's visited him in the prison. This is the first time that the visitors actually had the upper hand. Quackity explains how he can do this the easy way or the hard way. He's prepared to make Dream's last days absolute hell for him. He explains how he's gonna visit every single day until he gets what he wants. Dream like screams in fear again, Quackity gets closer, and then the scene fades.
It's simple, Dream, alright? You're gonna tell me all the knowledge you have in that fucking book, or I'm gonna come here every single day to make your life hell.
And that takes us to the final cinematic transition. This thing was movie quality, man, it was so good. Shows the remains of El Rapids. He has blood covering his shirt and a scarred eye, alluding to him actually, hurting Dream. After the stream, a lot of people were asking whether Dream was killed, but Quackity wouldn't do that, it's just stupid. But I wouldn't say that Quackity completely left him alone as well. I don't want to exactly say it, guys, come on, pick up the hints. Pick up the hints, Quackity did something to Dream and it wasn't good. This cinematic transition has flashbacks to like the memorable events of El Rapids. And then it shows him like taking down the remains of the city for some reason. I couldn't figure out why. If somebody knows, let me know in the comments section below. And the absolute finale ends with like a smooth transition to IRL Quackity taking a picture of a scene that he paused inside his like transition and throwing like a game board onto a table. And there's like a calendar with every single day saying visit Dream. Calendar definitely like alludes to him like, visiting Dream every single day. And the game piece board is going back to the bet he had with Jschlatt. Using context clues, he obviously lost this. Man, I'm just bullying this guy, dude. I had to end it. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, if you want me to make like a video on the history of El Rapids and like the previous Quackity lore, let me know and I'll get right to it. Also, I'm streaming on Twitch now. I have a Twitch link in the description, and I think I'm going to do those more than YouTube streams. So if you like my streams or you haven't even seen them, I'd recommend you go in there and dropping that a follow. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!